So it's day 3 of the Learn to Code challenge. Today's mission is, can I take the simple design that I created in the Sketchpad the other day and create a prototype? The outcome at the end of it is I need a prototype that visually looks how my web app will look, so I can then figure out how to start coding it, how to take that design, get it into code so I can get it onto a website. And that's what I'm about to get into now. I did some looking at some prototype tools, and I think I found a good one to get started. So you're going to watch me build my prototype live on the screen in what I hope is going to be about 20 minutes max. Let's get into it. So last time we checked in on the challenge on day 2, we got to this point where I made my prototype drawing for my web app that's called a vegan checker. And the next step was to actually figure out a prototyping tool to design the front end. So the tool that I found after a lot of searching is called Fluid UI. And they're all premium tools that have plans. But this has a free forever plan that's the best. So when you come here to the plans page, you click on free forever and you're going to find one project, 10 pages, and this is going to be enough. So we're going to register right now. We're going to select here website application, and it gives us the size that we need. Create account. So double click anywhere to create your first page. I like that I didn't have to go into the to my email to verify access. So click the page to zoom in. There we go. So this is nice. We've already got the I guess the bars that we're going to use, the layouts, lists, maps. Okay, so this is pretty nice. It's quite basic, but that's all good. So I just one click and that goes there. Let's put that at the top. I've never used this before, by the way. I don't know what pin does or lock, but I guess it leaves it there. Okay, so let's just check the app. So it's a simple page with a button, plain page. So maybe I want a logo, and what I'm going to do is just use a random logo that we have for the brand that this is probably going to be for, which is our website, which is veganing.co. Okay, so adding images, you need to upgrade, which is random. And let's make this wider. Let's center it. And let's go a bit bigger. There we go. Okay, there's the grid line, so we know that that's center. Okay, you see that little line that came up down here? We're going to need a button at some point, somewhere in the middle. Make the button a little bit bigger. Let's get that centered. There we go, there's the line. Let's change the color. Put my color code in. And actually I'm going to want the darker color, so I've got a darker green. I already saved these here. So the way to choose those, by the way, they're called Hex Codes. So you can type Hex Code, and htmlcolorcodes.com is a good site. And you basically go here and you're going to choose your color. So you click and you can see the color selected here. So you just kind of play around, and then this is the color code here. So you take that, and then when you come to these tools, when they're asking you for the color, you just put it there. Okay, and then you can see I've got the color code. That's quite easy. But anyway, I've got the color code that I want. Let's click on that. And the dark green. Let's make that text a little bit bigger. What did we say the button was going to be? Check. Say check brand, and I'll make this a little bit wider. Okay, what's happening here? Alright, let's get that button back. So I'm just pressing Control Z, Control Z if you're in Europe like me. Okay, I just needed to make the text box bigger. So this is a little bit fiddly, it's not terrible. Okay, so you click the button and then, okay, let's just make this the same width as the button, and then we've got it centered here so we know we're good. Okay, cool. So then the next thing is a box where they're going to type in the name of the brand, so text input. So I clicked, there it is, and in here where it says text input, I think we had enter brand. Enter brand. Okay, it was above, so let's take that out. So that's just plain, that's centered, and let's go with the H2. So H2's smaller text. So one thing when you're designing, you want a hierarchy. The biggest thing is the title of the page, and then the next thing that you want them to do is what becomes the second thing, the hierarchy. That's just a design principle. So enter brand. Okay, there we go. And then we probably need a footer at the bottom of the page, something just to make it look a little bit professional. I don't think we've even got a footer here. There's nothing, so. And these are backgrounds and stuff we can apply. Do we want grey? No, I think just white, clean. It's like a simple, like a Google. So that one's good. I'm okay with that as a very, very basic page. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so that's about done. So I want to add another page. So I can add a page, but this sheep thing here, clone, I think is going to save me the hassle of having to set all of that again. So let's go to the back to the design. Okay, so here's what the second page looks like. So the brand name, if you remember, was going to be dynamic. So here it was brand is okay, vegan, cruelty free, and then products. So we need some text. If we can find it, where is it? Here's the text. There. So H3. What else do we have here? Okay, parent company. So let's leave that for now. So I want to make this bold. Control B doesn't work. That's helpful. Maybe there's some text options. Okay, over here. Great. So let's put that back over there. Text, bold. And I want to make this green, so that same color that I had. It's important to use the same colors everywhere just to keep the branding. So this is a little bit too dark, this color. So what I'm going to do is just drag this. I want a lighter green. And again, I've got this option here just to lighten it up. So something like that is good. And I'm going to drag this out, and this text needs to be bigger. So the minimum for the web, by the way, you want is about a 16. So an 18 is okay. I'm going to go 22 here. Now what I want is some check marks. So if you see here, I've got a check if it's vegan and a check if it's cruelty free. Okay, we've got some other stuff here. Doesn't look like there's a tick or a check box. Oh, here we go. Icons. Let's try that. Apple icons. Okay. Got to be a checkbox in here somewhere. There we go. So I might have to adjust that a little bit so we can see here we've got the width and the height. So I'm keeping it simple. I just pressed width down 5 times and then height down 5 times. So my simple thinking is if I make it match, then it's going to fit. The color, now I've forgotten what this color was. So I clicked on it, I'm going back to the text, and then see I can just get the color code. Now when I come back here and I go to color, I can just pop that color code in. And be careful here, you see there was 2 of these, so take one out. There we go. So let's align things, so that's good. What I'll probably do now is I need some spacing between this, so we'll come back to the text. Letter spacing is not working. Let's just set that to 0, maybe line height. There we go. So that's good. So that looks like that's lined up. Now I'm doing Control C, Control V, and that worked. Copy and paste. So that's good. Now I'm going to select all of that so I can move everything in one go. And I'm centering it here. This I think needs to move across. Now that's centered. It kind of looks off. So I think what I'm going to do is adjust the size of that text. So let's just say, instead of brand, I'm just going to put the actual name of a brand that could be one we use. And let's center that. Okay, I think this, we might want to just align that. I think that looks better, doesn't it? You see it's all aligned now. So it's vegan and it's cruelty free. Okay, so let's go back to our diagram. So all we have here is a line and a little bit more text. So let's go back. So let's look for a line. I think I saw one here. Okay, so it gives us a plus. We need to draw that. That's nice. That's come pretty straight. And center it. So I've just centered it here. And the width, let's maybe just make that a little bit shorter. And I want to make it a touch darker. So again, let's go to the colors. Here we go. All these other options. Okay, color. And I want to make it darker, so I'm just going to pull that down. A little bit too dark. Something like that. So then we had a little bit more text. So where's widgets? Let's close this. Maybe we drag this down here. That's not what we want to do. So how do we go back? Wireframe maybe? Okay, good, there we go. Let's go back down to our text list. So down here, in fact, you know what? We probably want the same size. By the way, I don't know if I need to save this. I think it's saving automatically. Okay, I'm just going to drag this in, it's faster. And we'll just check the size of that text was 24 up there. And this text, it says it's 12. Which I doubt it is, but okay, fine. 24, it looks about the same. Okay, so the text here I think was parent company. It was. Let's make this a little bit wider. And let's line it up. And there we go. And it's like this. Let's bold that. We don't want this part in bold, so we'll take this out. Let's put that here. Let's make it this grey colour. It's quite a nice colour for the body text. And we want another one of those Apple icons. Nope, that's not how we do it. Maybe here, icons, iOS icons. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to use this stop sign here instead. And we're going to need to move this text across. So you can see if I line it up here, all of the lines show me that it meets the green text, so that's good. In terms of the size, I want these icons all to match. So let's check those out. That's roughly the right size. Let's get the color red from this text. So our color codes match. Go back to the icon. Drop that in. And it ignores me. Let's try that again. So the system's running a little bit slow today, it seems. Let's just take a second. So let's click back on the icon. Let's go to the colors. There we go. We want to put that red in. Okay, now let's just check the size. It looks pretty much the same size, maybe a shade bigger, but again, I can always fix that later. It's made to fit the screen. This is good. And then what can we do here? We can share. We can present, okay. So I think the way this is set up, you can only preview one page at a time, which is a bit silly, I guess. Anyway, so there's the 2 pages. Okay, I was going up and down. That's the problem. It's right and left like a computer would be. So my mistake. Okay. So my question is, how do you take this design and you actually get it to being able to be coded? Like, is there a way that this becomes code and then you just customize it, or what? So that's the next step for me. Today was really about just prototyping the design. So that's now done. So then my next step is going to be, how do I take how I want it to look and that basic design and actually start coding it and getting it live on a website. So that'll be in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Any questions, leave them for me in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and check out the playlist if you want to see the earlier days videos and the first video where I walked you through why I'm doing it and all of the rules for this challenge. Alright guys, see you in the next video.